The armies of the kings of Sodom, Gomorrah, Admon, Zeboim, and Bela fought the armies of King Chedorlaomer of Elam, King Tidal of Goim, King Amraphel of Babylonia, and King Arioch of Elasar. Got it?
Yeah.
Easy.
Life just kind of gets crazy, man.
Were you always a sketch boy, or did you do improv at the start?
I did it a little bit. I think I've never liked it. I don't really like it because I like to dress up. I like dressing up and being a character.
That's a very valid reason to not enjoy improv.
And I'm just like, when I'm just doing improv, I'm just like, you're just like seeing me as a person, and I'm just like, I didn't sign up for that.
Who wants that?
I'm just like, I'm not comfortable with that. I don't know you people. That's the whole point of doing a character, is so you can just be like, I don't want to like. Then you can just completely like disassociate with it, you know.
I love that. Just like, I think wigs are good, so improv's. I'm not doing that. I want a hat. I have a very funny hat. I'm not going to rob people of my funny hat.
No, you can't do that. But like, oh my lord, I gotta eat these.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, I gotta eat all these right now.
There's little time. The birds will swoop in and get them if you don't. Yeah, that's some ASMR right there. Do that right in front of the mic so people can enjoy that.
I think here's what we should do. I think I'm gonna give these to you.
All right.
And then
you gotta earn them.
If I get off track.
All right, go. To be fair, it's my candy that I gave to him. It's not like Chris rolled into the stew with pocket candy and was like, "Take this away from me."
This is me being like, no, take it away. So I'm like, I definitely like had my laptop and was like, these are the ones that I think I want to talk about. But I was like, I was going to ask you and be like, which one of these is a good one?
Okay, that's a good. No one's done that. Yeah, I like that. You just lay out my like starting Pokemon
like,
essentially, and I get to pick.
Well, I was just like, I found two that I was like, these are ones that I'm like, yeah, I want to talk about this. Okay, cool. Because I was like, damn, I really wanted to do that fucking bear one.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, damn, that one's the best one. And I was like, man, someone already did it? Of course they did.
And they just did it, like, so recently. Nick Davis, it was amazing, dude.
I'm sure it was. I'm like...
It's too easy.
So, the ones that I was interested in are... It was just a thing called Too Much Poo for God, and it was just like... From Deuteronomy 23:9.
Okay. Deuteronomy, yeah.
And so this one is like about God being like upset, being like, hey, people, you gotta stop relieving yourself like all of your houses in your garden. You gotta stop going to the bathroom in front of everybody. It's gross. We're upset about this. Like, how dare you not even bury this?
Okay. So now I know about this one.
He was really, really mad and like was just like, I guess the quote here is, when you relieve yourself, dig a hole and cover up your excrement, for the Lord your God moves about in your camp to protect you.
And it stinks there.
Yeah, and then it says, dog owners be warned. And then
you're like an article. What is allocation?
I have no idea. I was just like, all right, they got like 10. And I was like, a couple of these sound crazy. This one, I don't know. So there's that one.
Yeah.
Wait, this one about bones in Ezekiel 37.
Oh, that'd be sick, dude.
Okay.
Army of Bones?
Yeah, let's do Army of Bones.
Army of Bones. Okay, sick. So before we dive into that.
That sounds sick.
Okay, so stay tuned for Army of Bones. We don't know if it'll be first or second yet, but... did you grow up religious at all?
No, can you tell?
Yeah, Deuteronomy was awesome. This is exciting. This is like fresh. So not anyone around you was into it? You ever go to somebody's youth group or something?
My brother and I were just like not raised super religious. Like I just found a picture it's on my desktop. Wait, I have it. It's my mom and my brother and I, and it's like my brother and my mom are like,
sure,
they're like right next to each other, and then me, I'm like, this sucks. And it's a Greek Orthodox church in Minneapolis.
You're defeated.
I don't know if that is reading on there, but like,
you had it.
Yeah.
You're like, this blows.
This sucks. So I've always just had a fucking attitude. Like, you're telling me I have to go somewhere and do something, and I'm like, no. Even as a kid, I was like, this sucks. This blows.
Dude, I love you came through with the visual aids. This is great. Also, this is encourage people to watch it on YouTube. You may be listening just on Spotify. We're pretty funny looking. I feel like that alone.
Yeah, I just had my
worth
teeth
the price
out.
of admission. I busted out the candy and he busted off his teeth. He said,
gotta
in
eat.
you go, and put it in his cup.
It's right here.
Can you tell them what you were saying about how you have the build of someone who like holds them off?
Yeah.
What was it?
I don't know. Okay, so I said maybe this is how I would like describe it. I've like told people I've been like blessed with what I call like a hog body, which is just like I'm just like made to be like I can just like I ran into like a tree when I was skiing once and I was like fine.
Because the tree was just like, watch it, bro.
I was just like,
you were just like Piers.
No, it's like I don't know why. I just have the ability to like run into stuff and be like fine, or I did. And now I'm older and like you don't.
Yeah.
But like I used to just do stuff like and be like fine. And then now I'm like, oh my God, my body hurts so bad and my knees hurt and stuff.
Dude, I mean, wrestling.
Yeah.
You
but
do
like sort of fake wrestling, but yeah.
We'll plug it at the end, but he does an amazing wrestling show. It's like, that shit takes a toll on your body, dude. Any kind of wrestling is like, it's nuts. People do it. We saw a local wrestling show, freelance wrestling at Logan Auditorium. And there was a guy got like thrown out of the ring and he like hit his ribs on like the railing. Mm-hmm. And like we were right there. Like that's just like what happened. And he was like, man. And we were like, ooh.
That's crazy.
He was really hurt. And then he like crawled up the stairs onto the stage behind us and was like, yeah. And then went back in there. And they were like some of the most acrobatic ones, dude. It was like, damn, dude, he's going so hard for like a couple hundred people, you know?
That's like hurt. It's just so sick though. That's like why it's so cool. Mm-hmm. It's because you're just like, man, you're just doing crazy shit for people, and they're like, yeah. You're like, wrestling's sick. It's so cool.
Yeah, the atmosphere.
Like, yeah, I want to just like get to that level of like ability. I don't want to do that, but I'm like, I want to be like better every time I do it. You know, like that show's really fun.
Yeah,
it's so fun.
Clash of Colas.
Yeah, Clash of Colas. We're like thinking about the fourth one right now. It's gonna be crazy.
Let's go, dude. I was at 2 and 3. I think, right? It was 3 the one at the VR place?
Yeah, it was at the Raven.
Yeah, I was at 2.
That was a fun one.
Me and Annie were at 2 and 3.
Man, that's sick. You saw the two craziest ones.
2 was at Annie it was Annie's like first like wrestling show she'd been to. I only been to a couple, and 2 was really lit at the Annoyance. It was like
thanks, man.
Crazy atmosphere immediately. And afterwards, Annie was like buzzing. She's like, I like wrestling now. And that's when we went to freelance wrestling. It's pretty much because of that. And we went to freelance wrestling on our anniversary.
Are you serious?
I was like, hey, there's a wrestling show like that night. It was like after dinner. Do you want to just? And she was like, fuck yeah. It was sick.
That's so cool.
So yeah, shout out to
That's so cool, man. Thank you. That's fucking rad. Thank you both. That's so cool. On your anniversary, man. That's so cool.
Freelance, dude. It was
wow.
nuts. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Did you ever... So, I mean, obviously you're Pepsi boy, but like, when you were a kid, you ever think about what your wrestling name would be?
Man, I've like no. I say no there because I'm like I don't want to talk about this, but like
you could pass.
No, I'm like it's a thing where I'm like
too personal.
No, I'm like that's funny. I think like okay, so
Sea Dog or something.
Yeah, well, no, it's like not that better than that though. It's like at one point I was like, what could I be for like a wrestler? Because I'm like I could play like a nasty guy pretty good. I'm like I feel like I got like Mankind like vibes. Yep. I could easily do that, you know, especially if I like grow a beard and like am unkempt. If I take my teeth out and stuff, I look crazy.
That's a good ability to have.
If I have a huge beard, like one time I just shaved like my top mustache off and I had a thick ass beard. Yeah. And like I was just like
Abraham Lincoln
for like a week and I was temping and people were like, why does he look like that? And I think they fired me because they're like, he looks weird. And I was like, no, I'm like a character actor. And I'm just like doing this for a bit. Now, I just think this bit is so funny. And I'm just like, I'm not going to stop doing Abraham Lincoln. And then we stopped doing it. But
they said, no way, Abraham. You can't have that around.
No way, Abraham.
They're trying to sell people, you know, fucking trying to sell the elderly life insurance, dude. We can't.
Dude,
we can't have this guy looking like he's the grave keeper. He's like the crypt keeper with the lantern.
Who's there? Go out. Yeah. They like don't even like really talk. You're just like, ugh. Who's there?
It's clear from the context what he's saying, so they don't need to specifically understand that he says like. There's just a knock, and he just goes, oh yeah.
I think that's all I really want to play is like characters like that.
Yeah, dude.
We're just like a fucking weirdo.
Dude, I had a college improv teammate, my buddy AJ, who originally started doing this podcast with me, and we'll definitely have him on later. He's the same kind of specialist for our team, which is like anything that's hunched or nasty. He's like just a go, like a little goblin guy or an old wizard. Mm-hmm. That's like, I think it's like having a center in basketball in the same way every college improv team has like their like nasty boy.
I think maybe that's it. I think like, I think improv to me, I'm always just concerned about, I think people's feelings and stuff. Cause like, I think it's so hard for me to disconnect from like performing and stuff like that. I don't know, in that sort of way.
Oh,
I just haven't figured out to like disconnect that part.
Yeah.
Because I think it's part of it is just being like socially anxious. I'm super socially anxious.
Where it's like, oh, I don't want to hurt their feelings in front of everybody. And they're
Yeah,
like, no,
like,
it's a scene.
We're doing a scene, and I'm like, oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just very much a person when I'm like, I don't know. I think that's just how I am. I'm like, I'm always kind of like worried about like people. I'm just like, I want to make sure they're having like a good time.
Yeah.
And then it like overrides the part that's like, you're supposed to be doing this now. And I'm like, that's why I like solo stuff.
Yeah. No, you're not worried about how anyone else is doing.
Yeah, because I'm just like, I
signed up for this.
Yeah.
If it goes bad, it was my idea, and like I'm doing this. It's like an improv scene, especially sometimes I feel it like just kind of dropping the ball a little bit. If someone's like throwing nice assists and you're just missing open looks, and you're like, yeah, sorry, I just didn't have you know.
Yeah.
When it's solo, it's just like, well, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Or that crowd sucked or whatever.
Yeah, and part of it is just like, I think I should just be a nasty boy.
Dude.
And just be like, I'm not listening at all. I'm just a little nasty boy.
When the phone rings, answer
That's what
the
people
call,
love.
dude. I mean,
he's a little nasty boy. He's so fine.
folks, it's Holy Smokes. Where we smoke weed, tell Bible stories. I just introduced the show 21 minutes into recording, give or take.
He's a little pizza boy.
Sometimes I don't remember for a long stretch that this is the show, but it is. It's Holy Smokes, where we smoke weed, tell Bible stories. My name is Scoochie Boochie. Chris Dritsas. Is it Dritsas or Dritsas? I should know.
It's Dritsas, yeah.
Chris Dritsas is here. Thanks for doing the show, man.
Yeah, of course.
How you feeling?
I'm so high, but I'm
Rip
good.
shit, I think you rephrased it. I feel like
cheers.
This is the
This is
highest
tea.
I've been for an episode. Our
Oh, hell
sponsor
yeah.
is not KC Crump, but this is a good mug I found. What do you got?
We are sponsored by Calumet Park Cemetery. You can go to them at www.caliumparkcemetery.com.
Cause it's good to get buried at Calumet. They made us sing it. That was in the notes.
At Calumet Park.
All right, let's get into some Bible stories. I rolled a 6.
Okay.
Beat that.
I mean, I can't, right?
If we draw, I'm not sure what happens. A 4.
4.
All right. Which Bible would you like? The Precious Moments Bible for kids or the Women's Bible 2?
That one.
Women's Bible 2.
That sounds like a movie.
It's a ladies' man.
That sounds like a movie that I want to see. What's it called? Women's Bible
Women's
2.
Bible.
You said it like it was a movie, though. That was super
2.
funny.
I mean, they wrote it like it's a movie.
It's Women's Bible 2.
Thank you. I've been waiting for someone to do that.
Look at it. It's golden. My God, it's gorgeous.
Isn't that nice?
Wow, no. Now someone's going to like loop that and say I'm like a hardcore Christian.
Gorgeous. Isn't that nice?
Look at
He's
this.
doing like
Beautiful.
QVC shit
Yeah.
for. And this is only
It is pretty.
$35.
For only $35.
These are both at a used bookstore in Ravenswood. If
Cool.
if they got back to me with an email, here's them with a shout out. Probably not. No one wants to sponsor us, but also Precious Moments.
Whoa, Jesus.
Beautiful, right? Little babes.
Oh my gosh.
Not the babes, but it's beautiful.
It's well drawn, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The art style.
Very pretty.
Yeah, dude. Boom. How about one of those?
Oh man, they're all cute looking. Completely makes everything super digestible.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, okay, cool. Everything's great. Oh no, poor little baby.
Oh, whoops. Little
Well,
plague.
it's a story though. He'll be okay.
It's a little plague. Sometimes there's plagues in our life.
Man, these are just like. Wait, is this for like little kids?
Yeah, so what's crazy is it's got these pictures and like little, I guess there's little intros and maybe devotionals or whatever that are targeted towards kids. But then it's just the Bible. And the Old Testament is nasty right away.
Oh,
so
man.
like with those cute drawings, it's also like, slaughters and goats and blood and shit. So
They do that to kids immediately?
it's like, here's a good book. I mean, it depends, but yeah. I mean,
Like they start at the beginning like that?
no, not really. Like, I think when you're more like in like high school, at least when I grew up, it was like you could try reading all of it, but like there's a lot of like old shit that's gonna be really hard to read. So like no one really reads the whole thing. But like yeah, we dig in there, man. We did Bible studies and sermons on all sorts of different books of the Bible. But really, the strat there is you just always tie it back to Jesus. So like the craziest Old Testament thing, you should be like, well, and it's because Jesus is gonna die, and because we suck, and because Jesus loves you, and then you get out of there and eat some donuts.
Ooh.
Sugar boy, you perked up there a little bit.
See, it's dangerous. That's why I never got into it.
You didn't join the church because the sugar addiction would be too strong.
too sweet.
It's one of the vices they're allowed. You did a little, little sneaky little face.
Yeah, I don't know. I did that. I think it was for.
That was great.
What page is it?
I think it'll vary though.
So what numbers?
So the big numbers are the chapters, and the little numbers are the verses. Are you really just looking for the?
So I'm looking at Genesis 12:14.
Let's go to.
But where are you?
Yeah, Genesis 12.
Oh, wait, are we?
No, just Genesis 13. That's right. The start of Genesis chapter 13.
Is that what you wanted to talk about?
Yes, that's my story
Let's
today.
Let's do it.
So, Abram is a guy who...
Am I allowed to have this open?
Yeah,
Okay,
please.
Sick, okay.
Yeah, if it helps you follow along. So Abram's a guy that the Lord is like, you're my chosen guy. You're going to have a bunch of descendants. It's going to rule. This land's going to be yours. That land's called Canaan. And Canaan is currently occupied by the Canaanites. They're like, the fuck, dude, we already live here. And he's like, this is going to be mine, I think. He goes off to Egypt, makes some moves, gets rich. So he's cruising around. And rich in those days means a bunch of animals. Abram's out there with goats, sheep, cows. Those are like the things you'd have in a rap video today.
Yeah.
Would have been just like ox by the dozen. Like you just have like
Just like with his cattle. That's
just
hilarious.
like standing like this, and just by like 40 sheep. There's shit everywhere.
Does he have a wife and a bunch of kids and shit too, or something?
Yeah,
Oh,
eventually.
okay. And they're all like dancing.
Actually, Abram is a whole thing, but his wife is so far unable to have kids. But he has a nephew. I'm glad you asked. Named Lot.
Okay.
And that he's a grown man, but they're both have a bunch of shit and they're cruising together.
Okay.
And it starts to be that they're so rich that like their employees are like bickering between Lot's employees and Abram's employees. Like I think it's the men who took care of Abram's animals and the ones who took care of Lot's animals started quarreling. You're good. What?
Oh, I just have horrible ADHD. Say it again.
Is that what you're saying? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Under your breath.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Oh yeah. Also, it's time to light the story lamp. Story lamp is not brought to you by anybody yet. Yeah, so their herdsmen are fighting.
Okay.
They're like, hey man, this is our patch of grass. And it's like, well, there's too many sheep, dude. I don't know what we're gonna do. So Abram said, let's not fight. You go left, and I'll go right, or vice versa. Just pick a direction. We'll just split up. And Lot's like, ooh, Jordan, the land of Jordan looks fucking fat of the land. It's good shit. And he's like, I'm going that way. He's like, okay, bet. Abram ends up in Canaan, the land that the Lord said was gonna be his. And he's like, okay, cool. We made it. He's DJ Khaleding hard. All I do is win, win, win. That's Genesis chapter
Oh my God.
13.
That's great.
What do you think that was like the bickering sheep guys? I feel like that's like a kind of like a I don't know.
Wait, who are they again? They're like the people that get upset with,
Abram's
right?
got employees that take care of sheep or animals, and so does Lot. And those guys start fighting because there's so much shit. The logistical overhead. Just think about having like
So much animals.
it's just the way you were rich was by a bunch of big living mammals, dude. That's not an easy.
Well, he's probably got a lot. That's why his name's Lot. That's probably it, right?
Damn. I mean, his name definitely came before us using that word. So I
How
feel
much?
Like,
You're like, a lot.
like the 21 Savage song.
Yeah.
I'm Lot.
Yeah.
How much money you got? I'm Lot.
I'm Lot.
And then Lot ends up living close to Sodom.
Okay.
You heard of Sodom?
Oh, yeah. That was the other one. I was like, maybe we could talk about that one.
Well, it's a great coincidence that you're on for this one. I feel like the guests have lined up with the chapters very nicely. And where the people were evil and sinned terribly against the Lord. Mm-hmm. Sodom, you know what it is. Imagine like having a friend.
We know.
And like you just like you're like, and you're like, why is your name Butt Stuff? Like no reason. Yeah, but that means your town. It's called Butt Stuff.
That's how the town of butt stuff. The city of butts. Because it's pretty big, right?
Butt Stuffburg.
But yeah. Butt Stufftopia. It's just like a bunch of people doing like this is like I think the only one that I know about, I think.
Assyria
I think this is the only Bible thing I know about.
is Sodom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Truly you are far from the light, brother.
Yeah.
I learned about Butt Stuff Town.
It's like the only one I know. Like I'm like, oh yeah, I'm down. Let's go.
Abram and Lot went their separate ways. The Lord's like, more good news. I'm going to give you all this land to your descendants forever. You're going to have as many descendants as there is specks of dust.
Oh shit.
So Abram's like, bet, and makes an altar. That's paraphrasing. This translation is pretty chill. So he said, bet.
And they're like, and bet, it was good. Like, boo.
And low key. And low, it was low key so.
And also with you. It's still like really shitty.
And the devil said cap. Yea, the fruit of the good tree of good was bussin'.
God was like, Butt City is sus.
That's it. We've been pitching city names. That's the one. It's Butt City.
It's Butt City.
That's perfect.
Butt
That's
City,
take me down to the big Butt City.
Yeah. Oh, won't you please take me home, yeah. Take me down. Ah! That's like Lot and his family going into like, they're like, whoa, there's lights and shit everywhere. People are just fucking everything. They're like, what have we done? Oh.
I shouldn't be surprised by your hair or look, but you got a great rock voice, dude. That's what's up.
Oh, thanks, dog.
Dude, you ever do like, dude, me and my buddy Tyler used to do Eddie Vedder all the time. He had an elite Eddie Vedder, dude. He was just like, oh, there's a lot of like breathy shit like the hair.
Oh, Eddie Vedder's great. Yeah.
Such a fun voice to do.
He's like, my favorite is like, oh, well, can my baby be? He's like, it's like, why? It's so good, but you're like, hello, took care away from me. It's like, why does he sing like that? It's sick, but it's like,
oh, what's going on in his lower lip?
He's like, ooh. He's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
What's another song he does?
No, wait, that's Creed. Wide open. You got.
I love Creed,
Jeremy spoken. Clearly.
What is this fucking song?
The funniest thing that Tyler told me about so he did his Eddie Vedder impression like a parrot in the house, like just constantly. It's like how he would unwind at the end of the day. He would go like, try to forget this, like that, and that specific line. And his wife would be like, I'm going to bed. No more Eddie Vedder, please, because he can only do it at a 10 volume. You can't do it quietly.
Yeah, you can't be quiet with it.
And he's like, yep. And he'd watch the TV, and like 20 minutes later, he'd just be like, try to forget this. And she's like, Dad. How's it going? Hope you're enjoying the show so far. If you like Holy Smokes with Scoochie Boochie, hit like, hit subscribe, drop a comment, a review. All those free things help us out a lot. This part of the episode is for sale. If you want me to do an ad read, hit me up, holysmokespod@gmail.com. If you got a business, you got a show coming up you want to promote, maybe in Chicago, I can do that for you, and it is very affordable, holysmokespod@gmail.com. If you hate this part, where there's an ad, I got good news for you. We have ad-free full episodes on our Patreon, patreon.com/holysmokespod. At the Deacon tier, that's $5 a month. You get ad-free full episodes, a promo code for discounted Scoochie Boochie merch, including t-shirts and posters, and also monthly bonus videos you can't get anywhere else. They're only on the Patreon this month. August. This month's Patreon exclusive video is another 6-pack of Stand Up for Plants. So if you join the Patreon right now, you get those, plus the other 6 Stand Up for Plants episodes that I uploaded in May, plus both Patreon exclusive eps talking about Christian rap with Eric Tetherow. Those are hilarious. Highly recommend those. And thank you so much for listening to this show. I'm still very proud of it. Even though the numbers aren't there yet, I think this show is hilarious and has a good chance to be something real special. So thank you for being a part of it in these early days. And tell your friends. Thank you. So then a war breaks out. And this shit's crazy.
Fuck.
It's a 5-king v 4-king war. It's like a crazy server on Age of Empires.
Oh, shit.
And it just rattles off a bunch of names. And I'm just going to breeze through them. Stop me when you hear a name you really like.
Okay.
King Amraphel of Babylonia. King Arioch of Elasar. King Chedorlaomer.
Whatever that one is.
The one I couldn't get through?
His name is like Cheddar Lomer. What's this guy?
I think it's different. Look at the start of chapter 14.
Shinar?
It's like the third one. Yours starts with a K, I think. Mine's
At this time, Amraphel, king of Shinar, Arioch, king of What? This is Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, dude. This is Lord of the Rings' daddy, dude. Tolkien loved the Bible.
God
And then Cheater Laomer?
Elsar, Kedor Laomer.
Yeah. Yours starts with a K. It's like 2 different Pokemon.
Oh, what's yours called?
Dude, I can't even...
I think it's cheddar, dude. Cheddar.
It looks like
Cheddar.
Chedor Lamore.
Dude, cheddar.
Hold that up to the
I got
camera.
this. Cheddar Laomer. I think it's cheddar Laomer. Cheddar Laomer. There's nobody going to read that. That's way too small.
That's way too small. Just put it on the screen.
Yeah, well, I'm editing this. If only there was somebody to put text on the screen.
It's too hard to
Instead of
do.
just sticking a Bible at your phone. King Bera of Sodom. He's King Bera of Butt City.
Hell yeah.
King Bersha,
That guy.
King Bersha of Gomorrah, which is like sort of the sister city to Butt City.
Okay, what's Gomorrah about?
Same thing as Sodom, dude.
I think it's
There's just two of them.
I think it's a different flavor, but
You know what it's
equally
like?
as awful.
It's like the Twin Cities. You're a Minnesota boy, right? The Twin Cities of Sodom and Gomorrah is pretty much they're doing the same deal, but but there are two cities.
So one is Minneapolis and one is St. Paul. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like Sodom and Minneapolis are the more famous of the two. So then St. Paul is probably Gomorrah, just by like sheer fame.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So sorry, Minneapolis and St. Paul.
You heard it here, folks.
You. That's our message.
Well, I might think about it. Whichever one's the worst one is St. Paul.
St. Paul. Sorry, guys.
Gotcha.
We're an anti-St. Paul, pro-Minneapolis pod. King Shinab of Adma, King Shemeber of Zeboim.
What?
Slap your head like a grandma. You reach for the candy. It's like, King Cheddar Laomer and his allies were doing shit. They were kicking some other ass. The Rephaites in Ashtaroth Karnaim. The Zizites in Ham. Oh, also there's a guy and a place named Ham.
Oh my God.
Ham.
This is like watching the extended cut of like The Hobbit.
It's like Rings of Power.
It's just
or like Silmarillion or something.
You're like, this is too much information. You're like, what is all this?
Yeah,
It's
dude.
so thick.
This is a great test of my initial plan, which is to just keep working through the Bible chronologically and see what we hit. And,
Let's go.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of wild shit. And so they're attacking people.
King of Zeboim.
Yes, and the Emites. And the
wait.
Zuzites are sus, dude. They're Zuz.
Mine goes, can I read something?
Yeah, please.
Bersha, king of Gomorrah. Shinab, king of Admah. Shemeber, king of Zeboim. And the king of Bela, parentheses, that is Zoar.
I read that too, and I was like, not helpful. I don't know what the.
It's like, what?
You'll know it as Zoar, and I'm
What the
like,
hell is-
no, I won't.
What does that mean? It's like, what is this?
So at Siddim Valley, Siddim, Siddim. That's like when you strike. That's a strikeout call. Siddim. Siddim Valley.
Sit 'em, boys.
Boys are getting struck out from dusk till dawn.
Oh, man.
In Siddim Valley. The armies of the kings of Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, Zeboim, and Bela fought the armies of King Chedorlaomer of Elam, King Tidal of Goim, King Amraphel of Babylonia, and King Arioch of Elasar. Got it?
Yeah.
Easy. And so it's bad because they get captured and shit. They lose big time. But Lot, our boy, is living among them. And so he gets captured too. And all of his like wives and family and
no.
employees, so to speak, and animals get captured. And Abram's like, fuck that. Abram calls together 318 of his best boys.
Oh, fuck.
He's like, squad up, everyone we got.
Let's go.
And he's got a lot.
Oh, my God.
Let's see. 318 of Abram's servants were fighting men. Wow. So he has more than 318 servants, but 318 of them were fighting men. So he took them to follow the enemy as far north as the city of Dan.
The city of Dan? What?
Welcome to the Bible. The city of Dan. That's like a Discord server.
That's crazy. That is like, is that taken?
That's all you're.
That's amazing.
I mean, it is by the original
He's got
city.
318 boys, and he's like, let's go.
That night,
Oh my
Abram
God.
divided up his troops,
Uh-huh.
attacked from all sides, and won a great victory. And he brings back Lot, all his stuff, saves everything.
Wow. That's sick.
And so they're like, wait, he just defeated that whole side, those four kings. He just beat them with 318 guys. So he just basically won a war he wasn't even really part of.
Oh, wow.
So they're like, hey, you're blessed. Good shit, man. Some guy named Melchizedek of Salem comes out of the woodwork and he's like, the Lord likes you. Good job. And so then Abram gives him 1/10 of everything. It's a classic tithe.
Wow.
Do you guys tithe in the Eastern Orthodox Church at all?
I have no idea.
You didn't go much.
We went, like that picture I showed.
It's like Christmas.
That was like, we went like for like a string of like maybe a week or two. And like, it's one of my first memories. And it was very much being like, oh, this is boring. And being like, I think I was like maybe 5 or 6 though. And I was just like, I don't understand this, and it's just a bunch of Greek guys up there, and they're speaking in Greek,
Yeah.
and I'm tired and bored, and then they're like, all right, go to the fucking like Sunday school thing, and they're like, all right, you're gonna make a candle out of fucking wax, and I was like, this sucks.
Yeah, they just get them busy.
I was like, this blows.
They just sit everyone down with glue sticks and just try to last the hour without the kids freaking out, basically.
Yeah, it's just like.
But then all the coloring books are like heavy doctrine about like, and so then they didn't stone the prostitute because, and it's like you're just like coloring it like,
all right,
bet.
Cool. I like drawing.
Exactly. I hate
horrifying.
glue though. I legit hate glue.
Do you?
Glue stick, regular glue. I think it's gross, dude.
It is. It's really not like it's goo. It's goo that sticks.
Glue. We're brought to you by glue.
I think we understand why it's called it now.
Glue. It's because it's sticky.
I don't know where the L comes from. It's glue.
Glue. It's what's for goo.
It's what's for goo.
And so then the king of Sodom, king of Butt City, said to Abram, all I want are my people. You can keep everything else. They're trying to divvy shit up. And Abram's like, I promised that I wouldn't take any of your stuff. Just give me stuff to my boys that fought with me and enough, like, food for all the ladies and kids and stuff.
All my ladies.
He is. But Aner, Eshcol, and Mamre went with me, so give them their share of what we brought back. He's really divvying up loot with the posse, I suppose.
Oh man,
He's taking care of his people.
He's just like spreading the wealth. That's
like
cool.
nothing for me. He's like that Costco boss who's like, hot dogs are affordable forever.
Forever.
And it's like, oh wow, he's a good CEO.
Yeah, and he's like, here's a pizza party too.
Anyway, that's all it takes for us to be like, they're good.
They're like, oh shit. We're like, high five. What are you doing? It's a pizza party. But it's like
of all ages.
them
like,
back in the day being like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, what was like the biblical pizza party? Like when they break out the bread and fish?
Yeah, it sucked. Oh,
dry bread, rocks and dry bread.
They're like, let's go. Fish and dry bread?
Turn up unsalted
Woo!
fish, cold, salty.
They're really like fucking going ham for it, and it sucks. It's just awful. Like we tried and we're like, it's like too dry.
Speaking of delicious things, well, let's say we take a break and we enjoy some candy. So we go stopping point. That's pretty much where my story goes.
Oh, cool.
It's a lot of names and a couple of W's.
Yeah, so like,
which one do you want? Wait, say your comment you're gonna say about the candy.
I got so obsessed on that. I was like, what was the question?
Mesmerized. like a snake charmer. Okay.
Yeah. What was the question again?
I don't know. I felt like you're about to say
my
something about the
question.
story. Yeah.
Like, okay, so at the end of this, it's like, that's just how it is. Is he just kind of set up to be like, we won this war, and I'm like, I don't want to be your king. I'm just going to give you guys a bunch of shit.
Yeah, kind of.
Everyone's like, wow, this guy rules. And that's like the end of the chapter.
Yeah, that's where we're ending on a good note.
Wow.
A lot of chapters end with like a slaughter, but not this one. This one ended.
Whoa.
That's
I mean, there was still a slaughter.
in the middle.
But it was like, everyone was like, cool.
It was like tactical. It felt like
They were like sick.
he had the SEAL Team 6. He basically had
That's insane.
the guys in the military that are allowed to have beards because they're such badasses.
Yeah, they're like, these aren't family men. These aren't farmers. They're my warrior steeds.
Well, 318 of my guys are special forces, so I think we're good.
They're like, we strike when they're all asleep or something.
He basically George Washington him, like attacking at night.
Yeah, he was like, fuck y'all.
It wasn't just the river; it was river in the middle of the night. Like, gross, dude. Wintertime, river, middle of the night. It's gross.
Man, that's like, it's so horny. It's just like, yeah, me and my boys, we're on the river. Like, it's same thing with like the like with George Washington, like Washington too. It's just like made to make you go like, yeah. Hell yeah, George.
I really liked George Washington.
George Washington.
George Washington is our farting first president.
What?
You accidentally said George Washington.
Oh man.
And I really like.
They're like, George.
I cannot tell a lie. I just ripped ass.
Oh, come on.